Let's look at solving multiple step multiplication problems. So our first question is, on Monday, Ivan picked up 700 grams of cans to recycle. On Thursday, he picked up 42 hundredths of that amount. How many kilograms did Ivan pick up altogether? All right, so looking through our question here, it definitely looks like we, here I see a little problem hiding. We have 42 hundredths of that amount, so that tells me that I'm going to be multiplying. But I noticed something in our question, and it's right here. We have kilograms, but up here we have grams. So that tells me that we are first going to have to convert. So let's look at a conversion here. We have 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. And we need to go from 700 grams back to kilograms. So I'm going from, that would be the fly, back to the horse. So I need to divide, of course. So I'm going to need to divide that by 1,000. So I'd have to hop my decimal. 1, 2, 3. So that actually equals 7/10 of a kilogram. Okay, so now I have my 7/10 of a kilogram. So I have 0.7 of means times, and we need to do 42 hundredths. Now when we multiply decimals, first thing we can do is we can ignore the decimal and do the problem as we typically would. So we go 42 times 7, 14, carry the 1, 7 times 4 is 28, 1 more is 29. Now we come back, and we have 1, 2, 3 numbers to the right of the decimal in our question, so we need to make sure that we have 1, 2, 3 numbers to the right of our decimal in the answer. So we have 294 thousandths. Now that amount is for Thursday. Remember, look back to our question, that's for Thursday. So Thursday equals that. So we need to add those two numbers together to get our final answer. So we are going to go with the, remember we converted Monday's amount to 0.7, and then Thursday's we found it to be 0.294. We can go ahead and add those zeros in, add these up, and we get almost a kilogram. We are 6,000 short of a kilogram, and I need to rewrite that so I have room for my label, and we get 994 thousandths of a kilogram. Now our next question deals with coffee, one of my morning favorites. I buy five iced coffees a week for $3.25, and my wife buys 3 lattes a week at $5.50 a piece. Whose love of coffee costs more, and how much more? Now this problem will actually come back to, this will be your try this, but first let's take a look at another problem, just so we get a little more guided practice in before we try to attack this problem. Our next problem involves something a lot of people like, and that's chocolate chip cookies. So in this make-believe situation, I wouldn't eat this many, nor would my dad, but for the sake of the problem, here it goes. My mom made chocolate chip cookies. I ate 6 cookies. My dad ate 2.5 times as many as me. How many cookies did we eat? So for me, my calculation's pretty easy. I had 6 cookies. The math that we'll get to work on here is trying to figure out what the dad in this problem ate, in this case my dad. So we need to do 2.5 times as many as me. So we need to do 2.5 times my 6 cookies. Now in this we can just ignore that decimal for now, and we can multiply as normal like it's not even there. 0, carry the 3, 6 times 2 is 12, add 3 more is 15. Now, even on his hungriest day, I don't know anybody that could eat 150 cookies. So remember, we cannot forget that decimal, that number to the right of the decimal. So we need to come back in and put our decimal. So it looks like my dad could possibly, in this situation, eat 15 cookies, and I have 6. But my answer, we're not done at 15. The question doesn't want to know how many did my dad eat, it wants to know how many did we eat. So our last step is to go ahead and add those together. So we do 15 plus mine equals 21 cookies. And now, as promised, let's take a look at that coffee problem again, and this is going to be your opportunity to try one of these out. So again, I will ask you to try this, and to read the question one more time, I buy 5 iced coffees a week for $3.25. My wife buys 3 lattes a week at $5.50 a piece. Whose love of coffee costs more, and how much more? Again, don't forget, write this on a piece of paper with your name and the lesson number, and hand it to me in the morning. Good luck, and as always, I hope this helps.